Cancer, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for March 21st to the 27th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Cancer, we have a lunar eclipse on Wednesday, very important part of the year with all these eclipses. Now, this lunar eclipse is associated with the North Node, which is this new life path direction. Now, this eclipse is going to be on the right side of it, so it's going to be in the house in front of it, which means that you're basically tying up things associated with this third house because the North Node has recently left that third house and is going into that second house of yours. So the life path is for you to cultivate your sense of self-worth, your self-reliance, your values in life, material or otherwise. But here with this eclipse, this is a culmination of anything over the past 6 months that you may have been involved with involving practical matters. Okay, the third house is a lot of things, but it's either the intelligence of things like reading, writing, sharing, communicating, the communicative side of things, which is like sharing with others, your peers, maybe siblings, if that's been the case for you, something that you've been involved with there for the past 6 months. And then also in terms of like the immediate environment, correspondence, paperwork, transportation, these kinds of matters. So whatever it is for you personally, it's a culmination of these things. And at the very least, though, there's this awareness. There's this awareness of your practical mind, this awareness of the communications, of the intelligence, of these kinds of left brain mental kinds of activities. So it's an excellent time with all the eclipses to reflect, and with the lunar eclipse, which is like the full moon, to really take action and implement and to continue to move forward in this sort of halfway status check with what has been perhaps been experienced with that third house. So this lunar eclipse is going to be sextiling up to Mars. So this is actually perhaps quite confident for you to do that, for you to pursue some of these third house matters. Mars has been in your fifth house. So lately, perhaps you guys are a bit more assertive with your self-expression, maybe more direct with that, which has been an area of patience and working hard, which I'll get to in just a minute. But with Mars in particular lately, that self-expressive assertiveness can be very harmonious. There might be some sort of opportunity or something for you to express, to create, to follow your interests and passions, which can be directly supportive to this culminating time. Now, the lunar eclipse is going to be opposing up to Mercury, who is going to be conjoining up to the sun exact on Wednesday. So there's usually with this a lot of sun energy that kind of engulfs the mind and engulfs kind of this third house stuff I was talking about. So there can be a lot of passion, there can be a lot of expressiveness about your ideas this week for all of us, and specifically about your perhaps philosophical ideas or spiritual ideas or what's possible in life. There can be a lot of excitement about the possibilities. And that's been an area of focus for you because the sun's been here. So you're already focused on possibilities of life and maybe philosophy, adventure, nature, these kinds of matters. So with this, it's all about balance. The third house is about, again, the practical. So balancing the practical with the possible and seeing how they're really one and the same thing and how they can be integrated in that sense. Because if it's just possibility, then there's no practicality. It can't be implemented. If it's just practicality, if it's just thinking, there's no right brain possibilities, right? So all these full moons and lunar eclipses are always about balance. Now, Saturn is forming a T-square with all of this. He's in that fifth house, again, of your self-expression. So for about the past year, you guys have been taking this more serious, grounded approach to your self-expression, maybe with your interests or your hobbies, these types of matters. And so Saturn's saying with all of this expansion, with all these possibilities, all this new life path stuff, there's got to be patience. There's got to be this slow and steady growth, slow and steady expansion, especially with the expansion that I think you might be experiencing with your sense of confidence or self-worth, or the things that you might be intent on cultivating with your values, which is a bit reflective. You know, Jupiter's retrograde, so you're probably learning more about what you value in life, but still Saturn here is suggesting the importance of whatever is expanding, whatever is, improving for you moving forward, to take that slow and steady approach. Now, on Thursday, Mercury is going to be trining up to Mars. So there is some good energy, again, with the self-expressiveness. I think, on some level, there's a good assertiveness, but then there's also that needing of groundedness with the self-expression. So it's really activating this part of your chart. But with this, I think a good confidence to express your philosophy, your outlook, possible, things in life. And that can be very good for, I think, sharing that and communicating that, or just thinking about it. because your mind is there in terms of that more expansive area. What is life? What is your life path? And all these kinds of things. And you could probably find that directly supportive to whatever you're creating or expressing this week. Now on Friday is another important part of the week. We've got a lot of planets shifting. Well, we got Saturn shifting, but a lot of other aspects too, suggesting that importance of balance and stuff. So with Saturn, there's this now reflection over the past roughly 5 months of that self-expression. Now, approaching this weekend, it's just kind of pausing. You know, it's not quite retrograde. He's stationed here for about a week. So just kind of pause with the self-expression, pause with the interests, pause with the things you're passionate about or close to your heart. It could be romance, children, creativity, these kinds of things. And over these next, coming months, start to reflect on it, redo, rehash some of these structures that I think you have been building here or being patient with. And in that way, it's a good time, as it is once a year, to restructure the things that we're building in our life for you specifically with that spark, with that self-expression and perhaps creativity. Now with that, synchronistically, Saturn is going to be squaring up to Venus exact at that same time on Friday. So you, I think, have been enjoying the deeper aspects of life. Venus in the 8th house is about connecting on a deeper level. That can be with you, it can be with your relationships, maybe your friendships and home and family stuff has gone through a deeper level as well since Venus rules those areas. But patience with all of this, again, from Saturn, suggesting that testing and groundedness when it comes to these enjoyments, these deeper enjoyments. And again, just taking that long road when it comes to your enjoyments and expression. Now, because of the T-square, Venus is going to be opposing up to Jupiter exact on Friday. So there is that, again, balance. And like the eclipse energy of balancing the practical with the possible, this one's balancing the material with the non-material. Because your Venus in the 8th house is really enjoying the deep connections or the non-physical enjoyments of life, right? The things that are really meaningful to you. But at the same token, things are pulling you into this direction to really get established with your material things. So it's all about balancing the material with the non-material, okay? And your personal self-reliance and perhaps having a healthy amount of healthy codependency with others, right? And that's the balancing point. So seeing that we can't have the material enjoyments without the deep connection and vice versa, as well as we can't have self-reliance without any type of healthy codependency with others and vice versa. And this usually comes across as quite optimistic because Jupiter is that more optimistic planet with Venus. And so if you do feel more of that positivity, just again, balance and taking it nice and slow. Now over the weekend on Saturday, the sun does trine up to Mars. So there is a good directness, assertiveness, again, with maybe this outlook, these possibilities, this adventurous spirit to life, and asserting yourself could be quite good with, again, that self-expression over the weekend. Also, at the same time, Venus is going to be sextiling up to Pluto, so there are some openings and some changes maybe with the friends or groups or the home and family stuff, and connecting on that deeper level. Maybe making some changes with your routine and your regimens, which have been important for so many years. Again, directly supporting these deeper enjoyments that I think you can still have this week. All right, Cancer, so have a great one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.